Hey, this is Paul Blough, and it's time for another 5x5. Today I want to talk with you about understanding what kind of data that you have on your network, on your computers, really on any device that you might have, and particularly information that needs to be controlled because it's sensitive information, regulated information, really what we would call privacy data. And so oftentimes what we find is that people don't realize that they've got sensitive information really scattered all over the place. In fact, we'll ask questions about, where is your protected data at? And they'll say, oh, it's only located on our server, or it's behind all of these different walls and software programs and layers, and nobody can get at it. And yet we know that if we look just for a few minutes that we're going to find it in places that they don't expect. And so what I want you to first of all is to be aware of what kind of information needs to be protected. So anything that's of a personal and sensitive nature, there's going to be some type of regulation, no matter what type of business that you are, that's going to require you to keep that information secure. And especially if they're under Gramm-Leach-Bliley, which relates to the banking and the financial industry, or under HIPAA, which is what affects the healthcare industry, or PCI, which is really what is effective to anybody that's in retail that accepts credit cards. Okay, so if any of those are you, then yes, absolutely, you have to make sure you're aware of it. But even if you don't think that those apply to you, there's things that are very sensitive that need to be protected. What kind of information? Okay, so things like date of birth, social security numbers, names and addresses, things like credit card numbers or debit card numbers or account numbers, certain information in healthcare records such as diagnoses or family histories, all of those things. And again, just to help you understand the value of this and why anybody would want this, every credit or debit card is worth about $1 in the criminal open market. But a healthcare record is worth upwards of $50. So this is really important information, and this is really valuable information that somebody is willing to do something illegal to get a hold of to be able to make some money off of you. Right, so how do we figure out whether this applies to us and to what extent? What I would suggest you do is to do a privacy audit. Now there's two ways of doing this. One is that you can try to go manually through all of your systems and look everywhere at every file that you have in your email, on your computer, on your server, anywhere that it might be, and identify anything in any of those files that is sensitive and needs to be regulated, and to make sure that you've got it under control, that you're aware of it. Number one, that you are aware that it's there, and number two, that you always have control of it. Now, doing it manually, that's probably pretty cumbersome. I don't know about you, but and I've been doing this for a long time, and I still struggle with all of the massive amounts of information that I get bombarded with, both through email and then things that I save. And I save things in lots of different places nowadays. I use Evernote to keep up with notes. I have different email programs to handle email. I have files that I keep in other locations, and some of those files are spreadsheets, and some of them are word processing. Well, you get the idea. There's just tons of stuff all over the place, and I try really hard to be an organized person and to keep everything where it's supposed to be, but sometimes I forget where I put stuff. You're probably a lot like that, and if that's the case, then what you need to do is you probably need a tool to come through and look at all of your stuff everywhere that it is and help you to understand what might be a private document, might contain information like a credit card or social security number, something that you've even forgot that you had on file anywhere. And so by using a tool, a privacy auditing tool, you can go through, scan your entire network, all your computers, and get a report saying, here's all the locations of where we think private data may be located at. And on top of that, and this is really cool when you want to send it to your boss to kind of get justification for why you need to take better control over things, it'll give a financial impact as well. This is what that data is worth, and this would be the penalties that you would face if that data was brought out. So just a good thought here, something new to introduce to you is the idea of doing a privacy audit. You can do it yourself, or if you need assistance, just give us a call. We'll be glad to run an automated tool to help you to be able to do that, and you're going to learn a lot of things that you probably don't want to know, but need to know anyways.